It hasn't even been 10 years since the 2010-11 Premier League season, but there's an awful lot that looks very alien about the 2010-11 Premier League table if you look at it now. Manchester United cruised to the title, Bolton Wanderers comfortably retained their top flight status, and Liverpool missed out on a Europa League place whilst Fulham, Stoke and Birmingham City all qualified. Of the 11 players who made the 2010-11 PFA Premier League Team of the Year, only one is still an active player in the division now, so it might be a fun exercise to take a stab at guessing who that is in the next few seconds before we get started. Here is the 2010-11 PFA Premier League Team of the Year. Where are they now? Edwin van der Sar, AJAX director. Both Petr Cech and Joe Hart conceded fewer goals than Edwin van der Sar in the 2010-11 season, but it was the Dutchman who made the PFA Team of the Year. The 2010-11 season was van der Sar's sixth and final season at Manchester United and his last in professional football. Despite being 40 years of age, Van der Sar was still among the best shot stoppers in the game, and both United fans and Sir Alex Ferguson alike had tried to tempt him into signing a new one-year deal. The veteran keeper couldn't be convinced though, hanging up his gloves and only returning for a single match in the Dutch 5th tier in March 2016. The 49-year-old now works as a director at his former club AJAX. BACARY SAGNA, free agent. There was no place for the likes of Branislav Ivanovic or Pablo Zabaleta in the 2010-11 PFA Team of the Year as BACARY SAGNA took up that right-back spot. The Frenchman, who Arsene Wenger described as the best right-back in the division at the time, joined Arsenal in 2007 and departed in 2014. During that time, he made close to 300 appearances and was remarkably consistent during an era of relative chaos at times in the Arsenal backline. Sagna joined Manchester City in 2014, Benevento in Serie A in 2017, and Montreal Impact in the MLS in 2018. The 36-year-old left Montreal Impact shortly before the start of 2020 and is said to be looking for a new opportunity. Talks between Sagna and Ligue 1 side Nantes reportedly broke down last month. Nemanja Vidic, retired. Nemanja Vidic was absolutely outstanding in the 2010-11 season as he made the PFA Team of the Year for a fourth and final time. A rock at the back for Manchester United, Vidic was a powerful and assertive centre-back who complemented Rio Ferdinand perfectly. The Serbian international stayed at Old Trafford until 2014, although he had a few injuries in his last 3 seasons with the club, before departing for Inter Milan. Unfortunately, injuries followed Vidic to Italy, and he retired in January 2016, shortly after leaving Inter by mutual consent. Aged 38, Vidic has since received his coaching badges, but is yet to be employed as a coach, as far as I'm aware. Vincent Kompany, Anderlecht. Vincent Kompany signed for Manchester City in 2008 as a defensive midfielder, but by 2010, he was already the heart of the club's defence. The 2010-11 season was the season Kompany announced himself as a world-class centre-back capable of marshalling a back four at the Etihad, and he made 50 appearances across the campaign. Unfortunately, injuries prevented him from ever reaching that figure again, and particularly in his last 4 years captaining the club, Kompany was constantly in and out of the physio's room. He played a key role in their title win last season and would have been a welcome addition to Pep's squad this season, but the 33-year-old departed in the summer in a return to Anderlecht. Kompany was appointed as player-manager at Anderlecht, but has since handed much of his managerial responsibilities over to Frankie Verkuten. Ashley Cole, Chelsea youth coach. England fans may not have adored Ashley Cole a decade ago, but players in England certainly appreciated his talents. Like Vidic, Cole made the PFA Team of the Year 4 times, and in truth, he was probably unfortunate not to make a couple more. He did make the cut in the 2010-11 season for the final time, and he was the only Chelsea player in that 11, despite the Blues finishing as Premier League runners-up. Cole left Chelsea to join Roma in 2014, but after a brief and unsuccessful stint in Serie A, the fullback headed to the MLS. He spent 3 seasons with LA Galaxy, followed by 12 games in half a season, playing under his old teammate Frank Lampard at Derby County last season. Cole retired at the end of last season and followed Lampard once more, becoming a youth team coach at his former club Chelsea. Nani, Orlando City. Nani was a Portuguese wide player who joined Manchester United from Sporting as a youngster with bags of flair and the ability to pull off the spectacular. Comparisons with Cristiano Ronaldo, who had done exactly the same 4 years earlier, should have come as little surprise then. Of course, Nani, like most mere mortals, could not exactly follow in the footsteps of Ronaldo, but he was a very good player for Manchester United, as his inclusion in the 2010-11 PFA Team of the Year is evidence of. The 2010-11 and 2011-12 seasons were the best of Nani's career, and he left Manchester United to join Fenerbahce in 2015. He's since had stints with Valencia, Lazio and Sporting before joining current club Orlando City in the MLS 12 months ago. SAMIR NASRI, Anderlecht. On the face of it, it's a little bit unusual the only team with 2 players from this 11 now is Anderlecht, until you realise that SAMIR NASRI is only at Anderlecht because of his former teammate Vincent Kompany. NASRI made the PFA Team of the Year for the first and only time during his final season with Arsenal, which was a campaign in which he scored 15 goals in all competitions and 10 in the league. The French international joined Manchester City for £25 million the following summer, followed by moves to Antalyaspor and West Ham. In the summer just gone, the gifted 32-year-old midfielder joined Anderlecht on a free transfer. Jack Wilshere, West Ham. If you guessed Jack Wilshere when I threw out the fact that only one of these players was still active in the Premier League in the introduction, then feel free to give yourself a pat on the back now. Admittedly, I used the word active in the loosest meaning of the term, since the Englishman has had persistent injury struggles since arriving at the London Stadium. Wilshere became one of the youngest PFA Team of the Year inclusions of all time in 2010-11, as well as picking up the PFA Young Player of the Year award in his breakout campaign. However, he didn't play a single game the following season due to injuries, and they have plagued much of his career since then. The 28-year-old left Arsenal in 2018 to join West Ham, where he has been restricted to just 11 appearances in more than 18 months. Gareth Bale, Real Madrid. Gareth Bale only had 3 seasons of really regular football in the Premier League, and he made the PFA Team of the Year in every one of them. The 2010-11 season was the first of the 3, as Bale showed why he should always have been playing on the wing, tearing teams apart with his astonishing pace, quick feet and sharp eye for goal. He was absolutely sensational in his final season at Tottenham before making a move to Real Madrid, where Bale has scored 105 goals in 247 games, winning 13 trophies. Despite that success, it hasn't all been plain sailing for Bale at the Bernabeu, and he has had a particularly fractured relationship with current boss Zinedine Zidane. Carlos Tevez, Boca Juniors. One of 2 Manchester City players in the 2010-11 PFA Team of the Year alongside Vincent Kompany, Carlos Tevez was at his gnarly and tenacious best during his first 2 seasons with Man City. Having been unfortunate to miss out on the Team of the Year in a couple of previous seasons, Tevez did so for the only time in 2010-11, having scored 20 goals in 31 games in the Premier League. That made him the division's joint top scorer, despite having put in a transfer request midway through the season. He kicked up a fuss once again the following season, and his long-awaited departure from the club came in the summer of 2013. Tevez subsequently had 2 excellent seasons at Juventus, a surprising but successful early return to Boca Juniors, and a lucrative jolly in China. Tevez returned to Boca in January 2018, with the 36-year-old's current deal set to expire in December. Dimitar Berbatov, retired. Carlos Tevez's 20-goal haul, as stated, put him joint top of the 2010-11 Premier League scoring charts, and level with him was Manchester United striker Dimitar Berbatov. Berbatov cost Manchester United a lot of money, and he scored 56 goals in 149 games at the club over the course of 3 seasons. The 2010-11 season was his best campaign, and it earned him his second PFA Team of the Year inclusion. The lackadaisical Bulgarian's game time would be reduced up until his departure for Fulham in 2012 though, as Sir Alex Ferguson sought out forwards who were more suited to his quick, dynamic, counter-attacking style of football. Berbatov was brilliant in spells for Fulham before enjoying stints with Monaco, Pauka and Kerala Blasters in India. He officially retired in September 2019 following 18 months out of the game, and the sport is a poorer place without him. That's it for the 2010-11 PFA Premier League Team of the Year, but before you go, just a quick update for those of you who are in our HITC Sevens Fantasy Premier League Mini-League. Kevin Smith still tops the division with his test team Ignore, meanwhile Theo Plum's Chelsea are second and Alfie Beard's Beard FC are in third. I have recently dropped out the top 200 down to 201st place and am strongly considering the use of my second wildcard. Thank you all for watching today's video, I hope you are having a fantastic weekend and continue to do so. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, let us know any future video ideas you'd like to see from me in the comments, and make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to keep up to date with all our new uploads.